Hello students, welcome to my channel Hans Commerce Tutorial for the lectures on commerce, accounts, finance and management. My suggestion to you, before watching the video, please go to the description below my video. You'll find a link there. Take a printout of the problems given in the link and keep it ready before watching the video so that you can be able to understand the problem, the solution and the explanation to get the maximum benefit from the lectures. Thank you. Hello students, come on, we'll continue the next problem on Bayes' theorem. So 52 problems we have completed. Now 53rd, problem number 53 you see. The chance that a doctor will diagnose a disease correctly is 60%. 60% chance probability that the doctor will diagnose the disease correctly. When it is given 60% he'll diagnose the disease correctly, it means 40% he will not diagnose the disease correctly. He will diagnose wrongly. It is understood. 60% ये है कि डॉक्टर correctly diagnose करेगा, तो 40% हो सकता है he may be wrong. So this is the prior probability. So we'll denote A1 as the event that doctor diagnosed correctly, and A2 is the event that the doctor diagnosed wrongly. तो करेक्टली डायग्नोज होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी 60% है, तो रॉन्गली डायग्नोज होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी 40%. The chance that patient will die by his treatment after correct diagnosis is 40%. That means the death of the patient. Will make B as the event, the death of the patient. The patient will die after correctly diagnose. The probability is 40%. डॉक्टर अगर करेक्टली डायग्नोस होने के बाद भी पेशेंट का डेथ हो गया, इसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी 40% है. एंड द चांस ऑफ डेथ बाय रॉन्ग डायग्नोसिस इज 70%. तो 70% इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट द पेशेंट विल डाई आफ्टर रॉन्ग डायग्नोसिस. दैट मींस वी आर गिवन P of A1, probability that the doctor correctly diagnose 60%, 0.6. P of A2, probability that the doctor will not diagnose the disease correctly, 40%. And next one, P of B, probability of death given A1 correctly diagnose. Agar probability of the death of a patient after correctly diagnose is 40%, 0.4. And P of B given A2, probability of death of the patient after wrong diagnosis is 70%, 0.7. Then a patient who had the disease died. What is the chance that the disease was correctly diagnosed? It is given that a patient died. What is the probability that the doctor diagnosed correctly? That means we have to find out P of A1 given B. So put the data. After understanding the contents of the problem, we'll put the information in the usual notational form. A1, event that the doctor diagnosed correctly. A1 is the event that the doctor diagnosed the disease correctly. A2, event that the doctor diagnosed wrongly. तो प्रॉब्लम में करेक्टली डायग्नोस करने का प्रोबेबिलिटी दे दिया 60%. डॉक्टर 60% he will diagnose correctly. Understood. 40% he will diagnose wrongly. Similarly, B is the event of death of the patient. Patient will die. The patient is dying whether the doctor has correctly diagnosed or wrongly diagnosed. In both cases, there is death of the patient. So we have to find out what is the probability of death of the patient after correctly diagnosed and after wrongly diagnosed. The prior probability is P of A1, probability of correctly diagnosed by the doctor 60%. P of A2, probability of wrongly diagnosed by the doctor 40%. ये prior हो गया. अब conditional probability B stands for death of the patient. Probability of the death of the patient given that the doctor was correctly diagnosed. A1 stands for correctly diagnosed. The probability of death of the patient given that the doctor has correctly diagnosed, it is given in the problem 40%. 0.4. P of B given A2. Probability of death of the patient given that the doctor wrongly diagnosed. Doctor wrongly diagnosed, A2, 70%. So we got the information about prior probability and conditional probability. Now we can find out joint probability. Multiply prior and conditional. P of A1 into P of B given A1. So P of A1 is 0.6, P of B given A1 is 0.4. So 0.6 into 0.4 is 0.24. Similarly, P of A2 into P of B given A2. So 0.4 into 0.7 is 0.28. Now add up these joint probabilities, the total of the joint probability 0.52. That's it. Now we can attempt the question. A patient just died. What is the probability that the doctor diagnosed correctly? Correctly का मतलब A1. So we have to calculate P of A1 given B. B means death of the patient. The probability that the doctor correctly diagnosed given that the patient has died. तो P of A1 given B. अब P of A1 given B मालूम करने का बेस थ्योरम का फॉर्मूला है P न्यूमरेटर P of A1 into P of B given A1. P of A1 into P of B given A1. Denominator, I will take the total of the joint probabilities. P of A1 into P of B given A1 plus P of A2 into P of B given A2. ये दोनों joint probabilities को add up कर देंगे. अब P of A1 into P of B given A1 0.24. अब ये दोनों को add कर लिए तो कितना हो 0.52. तो 0.24 divided by 0.52. अगर इसको directly भी divide करें तो you'll get 0.46. Or else you can multiply this with 100. Numerator and denominator. 100 से multiply कर लिए तो ये point चला जाएगा 2452 हो जाएगा. ये fraction में है 0.24 0.52. If you want to remove the point, decimal अगर निकालना चाह रहे तो डेसिमल के बाद दो डिजिट्स है तो 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करो न्यूमरेटर को और डिनोमिनेटर को तो इट विल बिकम 24/52. दैट इज ऑप्शनल, दैट इज नॉट कंपल्सरी. अगर ऐसा नहीं भी करके डायरेक्टली 0.24 डिवाइड बाय 0.52 कर देंगे तो यू विल गेट द आंसर 0.46. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय 0.46? 46% is the probability that the doctor has diagnosed correctly given that the patient died. Given the patient died. So this is the problem number 53. Now see the 54th problem. Problem number 54 you see. Suppose that there is a chance for a newly constructed flyover to collapse, whether the design is faulty or not. So two events are there. The design of the flyover may be faulty or it may not be faulty. Whereas the flyover will collapse. This is the event. So what will denote A1 as the event that the flyover was faulty and A2 is the event that the flyover was not faulty. B is the event that the flyover collapsed. Now the chance that the design is faulty is 5%. The probability that the design is faulty is 5%. And the probability that the design is not faulty is 95%. क्योंकि 100% में से 5% चांस है फॉल्टी डिजाइन तो फिर 95% नॉट फॉल्टी डिजाइन. ये प्रायर प्रोबेबिलिटी है. द चांस दैट द फ्लाईओवर विल कोलैप्स इफ द डिजाइन इज फॉल्टी इज 95%. अगर डिजाइन फॉल्टी अगर है तो 95% चांस दैट द फ्लाईओवर विल कोलैप्स एंड अदरवाइज इट विल बी 30%. दैट मींस probability that the flyover will collapse if the design is not faulty, the chance is 30%. If flyover just collapsed, what is the probability that the collapsed is because of faulty design? What is the probability that the flyover collapsed due to faulty design? That is the question. Now first we write in symbol form. A1 is equal to event of faulty design. A2 is equal to event that the design is not faulty. Event that the flyover collapsed. तो A1, A2 and B ये symbols को use करेंगे. Remember what this symbol denotes. B denotes event that the flyover collapsed. A1 faulty design, flyover is faulty. A2 flyover is not faulty. Now we'll put the information given in the problem in the symbol form. Prior probability. P of A1. What is the probability that the flyover is faulty? It is given in the problem. 5% is the probability that the flyover is faulty. So P of A1. A1 faulty. A1 is the faulty design. So P of A1, probability of faulty design is 5%, 0.05. तो इट इज अंडरस्टूड जब 5% फॉल्टी है तो 95% नॉट फॉल्टी है. इट इज नॉट फॉल्टी. तो नॉट फॉल्टी कौन सा है? A2 है. तो P of A2 is 95%, 0.95. Prior probability we got. Now conditional probability. Conditional probability collapsed. The flyover collapsed on account of faulty design, and the flyover collapsed on account of not faulty design. That is given in the problem. It is given that the probability that the flyover will collapse due to faulty design is 95%. Faulty design की वजह से flyover collapsed हो जाएगा, इसकी probability 95% है. तो P of B, B stands for collapsed, A1 stands for faulty. Collapsed on account of faulty design is given in the problem 95%, 0.95. The probability of B collapsed due to A2, not faulty design. Probability that the flyover will collapse due to not faulty design is given in the problem 30%. So we got prior, we got conditional, simply we multiply joint probability prior into conditional. So P of A1 into P of B given A1, 0.05 into 0.95, it is 0.0475. P of A2 into P of B given A2, 0.95 into 0.3, that comes to 0.2850. The total of the joint probability is 0.3325. That's it. Now we can easily attempt the question it is asking. Probability that the design was faulty. Design was faulty means A1. We have to find out what is A1. Given that the flyover collapsed. Given that the flyover is collapsed. Collapsed का मतलब B. We have to find out A1 given B. A1 means faulty design. Event that the flyover is faulty. That we have to find out. What is the probability that the flyover was faulty design? B, given that the flyover collapsed. तो A1 given B मालूम करना है. Same formula A1 given B का. Numerator take the joint product P of A1 into P of B given A1. Numerator. Denominator take the total of the joint probabilities P of A1 into P of B given A1 plus P of A2 into P of B given A2. So joint probability 0.0475 numerator, denominator 0.3325. So 0.1428. So 0.1428 is the probability that the flyover is faulty design given that the flyover collapsed. That's it. This is the 0.1428. This is problem number 54. Now 55th problem. Problem number 55. In a certain town, males and females form 50% of population. So 50% males, 50% females in the total population. So we can take A1 as the event of male. The person is a male. A2 is the event that the person is a female. And P of A1 0.5, P of A2 0.5. 50-50. 50% का मतलब 0.5. So P of A1 0.5, P of A2 0.5. It is known that 20% of males and 5% of females are unemployed. ये additional information. Additional information unemployed. So we'll categorize B. A1, the person is a male. A2, the person is a female. B, the person is unemployed. तो ये unemployed दोनों में भी है. The unemployed is there in males. The unemployed is there in females. So what is the percentage of male unemployment and female unemployment given? So it is known that 20% of males, 20% are males. Males are denoted as A1. So we can write B given A1. B given A1. B stands for unemployed. Unemployed in males is equal to 20%. And B given A2. A2 stands for females. So unemployment in females is equal to 5%. A research student studying unemployment situation selects an unemployed person. Select a person who happens to be unemployed. What is the probability that the person selected is a male and female? A research student, one person he has selected, and that one person selected happens to be unemployed. So what is the probability that this unemployed person is a male? First question. Second, what is the probability that this unemployed person is a female? The problem is completely clear, crystal clear. Now, A1 is equal to event that the person is a male. A2 is the event that the person is a female. B is the event that the person is unemployed. So clear. Now prior probabilities. It is given in the whole population 50% are males, 50% are females. So P of A1, probability of males 50%, 0.5. P of A2, probability of females 50%, 0.5. Now conditional probability. Condition is unemployment. So what is the unemployed in males? Unemployed in males, P of B given A1, 20%, 0.2. Unemployment in females, P of B given A2, 5%. So we got prior, we got conditional. Now we can calculate joint probability, multiply P of A1 into P of B given A1. So 0.5 into 0.2, 0.1. उसी तरह P of A2 into P of B given A2, 0.5 into 0.05, 0.025. Total of the joint probability 0.125. That's all. Basic calculations completed. Simply we have to substitute in the formula what is required. The first question. A person selected at random happens to be unemployed. अब ये research student एक आदमी को select करा and that happens to be an unemployed person. What is the probability that the person is a male? क्या chance है कि अभी जो select करे आदमी जो unemployed निकला है वो male हो? तो male को क्या denote करें हम? A1. तो we have to calculate A1 given B. B is unemployed. So we have to calculate A1 given B. So same formula A1 given B. P of A1 into P of B given A1, numerator. Denominator, the total of joint probabilities, P of A1 into P of B given A1 plus P of A2 into P of B given A2. So numerator, P of A1 into P of B given A1, 0.1 and divided by the sum of the joint probability, 0.125, so 0.8. 0.8 is the probability that the person selected is a male person given that the person is an unemployed. One question completed. Second question, a person selected at random happens to be unemployed. What is the probability that the person is a female? Female is denoted as A2. A2. So we have to calculate what is the probability that the person is a female. We have to find out P of A2 given B. B means unemployed. Given that the person selected is unemployed. Person को जो select करे वो unemployed है. क्या probability है कि वो female है? तो P of A2 given B. We have to find out P of A2 given B. तो P of A2 given B. Numerator में लेंगे P of A2 into P of B given A2. Denominator same, no change at all. Sum of the joint probabilities. P of A1 into P of B given A1 plus P of A2 into P of B given A2. So what is the numerator? P of A2 into P of B given A2, 0.025 divided by 0.125 is equal to 0.2. So 0.2 is the probability that the person selected is a female given that the person is unemployed. That's it. And already I told you in the posterior probability always the total should be 1. The total should be 1. We can confirm it whether we have done correctly or not. 0.8 plus 0.2, it will be 1. So we have completed problem number 55. We have completed all the problems on Bayes theorem. So far 7 problems we have done on Bayes theorem. Hello students, come on, we'll continue our chapter of probability. Already we have completed 55 problems. The last and final topic of this probability is mathematical expectation or expected value. This is the last topic. First we have done the problems on general probability, then Bayes theorem, and the last topic is mathematical expectation or expected value. It's a very small topic, it's very easy. Only 3 problems we are going to solve on this mathematical expectation or expected value. The mathematical expectation or expected value of random variable is defined as the arithmetic mean of the random variables when it is weighted, or weighted arithmetic mean of random variables. Weighted arithmetic mean of random variables where the weights are the probabilities of individual variables. So individual variables को for every variable will assign a weight. So we multiply the weight with the variable and take the total sum. So in simple words we can say In simple words, you can say expected value is the sum of the product of the random variable with the respective probabilities. तो random variable और respective probabilities को multiply करेंगे और उसका total ले लेंगे. That is called expected value. For example, simple example I'll give you. The values are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. These are the 5 values. For each of the value we are given the probability. The probability of 5 is, the random variables are like this: 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. These are the values. For each of the value we are given the probability. For example, probability is 0.1, 0.2, 0.4, 0.2, 0.1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the respective probability. So what we'll do is we multiply the probability with a random variable. We multiply 0.1 into 5. We multiply 0.2 into 10, 0.4 into 15, 0.2 into 20, 0.1 into 25. Then we'll take the total of these products. Total of the products. That total of the products is called expected value or mathematical expectation. This is the last topic under the head probability. Now, 56th problem. See the 56th problem. If it rains, a taxi driver can earn rupees 100 per day. If it is fair, he can lose rupees 10 per day. So if it rains, a taxi driver will earn 100 rupees per day. अगर raining अगर होगा तो taxi driver को 100 rupees का profit होगा. If it is fair, fair means if there is no rain, he can lose rupees 10 per day. So for example, two variables are given: 100 rupees profit or 10 rupees loss. 100 rupees profit if it rains, 10 rupees loss if it is fair. If the probability of rain is 0.4, the probability of raining is 0.4. So what is the probability of not raining, no raining? 0.6. The total of the probability is 1. So 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6. What is his expectation of earnings? What is his expectation of earnings? So you can see expected earnings EX is equal to P1 X1 plus P2 X2, where P1 and P2 are the probabilities. P1 is equal to 0.4, P2 is equal to 0.6. X1 and X2 are the variables. So here X1 is equal to earnings of driver if it rains, 100 rupees. X2 is equal to earnings of driver if no rain, minus 10. P1 is equal to probability of raining, 0.4. P2 is equal to probability of no rain, 0.6. So we are given all the values: X1, X2, P1, P2. Now expected earnings EX is equal to P1 X1 plus P2 X2. P1, how much is the P1 value? 0.4. X1 is 100. So 0.4 into 100 plus P2 0.6. X2 minus 10. Now 0.4 into 100 is 40. Plus into minus will become minus. 0.6 into 10 is 6. So 40 minus 6 is 34. So earnings of the day, expected earnings of the day of the driver is rupees 34. So this is the end of problem number 56. Now, 57th problem. See the 57th problem. The probability known is 0.99 that a 30-year-old man will survive one more year. तो 99% probability है कि 30-year-old man will survive for one more year. An insurance company offers to sell such a man 10,000 rupees 1 year term insurance policy at a premium of rupees 110. Insurance company is saying to that person, pay the premium 110 rupees, will give you an insurance policy of 10,000 rupees. So if you die, your nominees will get 10,000 rupees before 1 year, within 1 year. If 1 year is over, no insurance amount will be paid. Then 110 rupees completely will be gained to the insurance company. अगर वो आदमी 1 साल हो गया और अलाइव रहा, जिंदा रहा, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी कुछ भी नहीं देगा, और वो पर्सन जो प्रीमियम पे करा 110 रुपीज, दैट विल बी ए गेन टू द कंपनी. और अगर 1 ईयर के अंदर उसका डेथ अगर हो गया, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी विल पे 10,000 रुपीज टू द नॉमिनीज. Then what is the insurance company's expected gain? Finally, it is asking you what is the insurance company's expected gain. So simple. If the person has taken the policy by paying 110 rupees to the insurance company will promise to pay 10,000 if he dies within 1 year. If he survives after 1 year, no amount will be paid by the insurance company. Whatever 110 rupees paid, that's a gain to the company. Now, what is the probability that he will die? 0.01%. 99% probability he will live, and 1% probability he will die. Now, since the premium is paid in advance, the loss to the insurance company in case of death will be 10,000 minus 110, 9890. Insurance company will take the premium in advance. पहले से ही 110 रुपए एडवांस में ले लेती है. अगर फॉर एग्जांपल वो नॉमिनी, वो इंश्योर्ड का डेथ अगर हो गया, वो इंश्योर्ड का डेथ अगर हो गया, पर्सन का डेथ हो गया, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी विल पे 10,000. तो कंपनी को मिल रहा 110 रुपीज और कंपनी पे कर रही 10,000 रुपीज. तो नेट अमाउंट टू द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी विल बी 9890. 10,000 रुपए इंश्योरेंस कंपनी दे रही और 110 रुपीज कंपनी इंश्योरेंस कंपनी ले ली, तो टोटल 9890. Probability of death is 0.01 because in the problem it is given 99% chance he will live for 1 more year. 99% chance he will live. So what is the chance he will die? 0.01. 1% chance the person will die. So 0.01 is the probability of death. If the man does not die, the gain to the insurance company is 110. अगर वो आदमी का डेथ नहीं हुआ, 1 साल हो गया, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी विल नॉट पे 10,000. इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को जो 110 रुपीज मिले वो कंप्लीटली गेन. नाउ x1 is equal to loss. x1 we are treating it loss. How much loss the company is going to get? 9890. p1 probability of death. लॉस कब होगा इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को 9890 का? जब इंश्योर्ड जो है डेथ हो गया. तो व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ डेथ? 0.01. x2 is equal to gain. अगर वो आदमी का डेथ नहीं हुआ, 1 साल कंप्लीट हो गया, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को कुछ भी पे नहीं करना है. तो हाउ मच प्रीमियम द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी हैज रिसीव्ड? 110. एंड व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट ही विल लिव फॉर द नेक्स्ट 1 ईयर? 99%. x2 is equal to 0.9. p2 is equal to 0.9. तो p2 का मतलब प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट ही विल लिव. अगर उन्हें जिंदा रहा तो प्रोबेबिलिटी उसकी 0.9 है और इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को 110 रुपए का गेन हो गया. अगर 1% प्रोबेबिलिटी है, 1% प्रोबेबिलिटी 0.01% है, ही विल डाई. अगर वो 1% का अगर डेथ हो गया तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का नेट लॉस कितना हो रहा? 9890 का लॉस हो. नाउ वी विल फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज द एक्सपेक्टेड गेन टू द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी. Expected gain to the insurance company will be EX is equal to P1 X1 plus P2 X2. P1, how much is the P1? 0.01. X1, how much is the loss? 9890 minus 9890, क्योंकि लॉस है, कंपनी को minus 9890 लॉस हो गया, प्लस P2 is 0.99 and X2 is 110. Now plus into minus will be minus. 0.01 into 9890, you are getting 9890 minus 9890 plus 0.99 into 110, 108.9. तो देखिए minus 98.9 plus 108.9, the difference is 10 rupees. So 10 rupees is the expected gain to the insurance company. That's it. This is 57th problem. Last and final problem of this probability topic is 58th problem. A product consists of 2 parts, A and B. The manufacturing process of each part is such that probability of defect in A is 0.12 and that in B is 0.07. The probability of defect in component A is 0.12 and the probability of defect in component B is 0.07. और ये दोनों component को assemble करके हम finished product बना रहे हैं. Finished product we are making. If 100 units are assembled with A and B, how many units are expected to be free from defect? तो अगर 100 यूनिट assemble करें, finished product बनाए, तो 100 यूनिट में कितने units free from defect होंगे? Non-defective, right? तो first of all, let us denote A1 is equal to event that part A is defective. Component A, part A is defective, A1. A2 is the event that the part B is defective. Then we are given P of A1. P of A1 का मतलब probability of defective part in A. डिफेक्टिव कंपोनेंट ए, तो 0.12. P ऑफ A बार 1, A1 डिफेक्टिव है तो A बार 1 उसका उल्टा हो जाएगा, ऑपोजिट होगा, तो डिफेक्टिव का ऑपोजिट क्या होगा? गुड, नॉन डिफेक्टिव. तो P ऑफ A बार इज इक्वल टू 1 माइनस 0.12 इज इक्वल टू 0.88. तो A कंपोनेंट जो है, A कंपोनेंट में नॉन डिफेक्टिव की प्रोबेबिलिटी 0.88 है और डिफेक्टिव की प्रोबेबिलिटी 0.12 है. इन सिंपल वर्ड्स, 12% chance the component will be defective, 88% chance the component will not be defective. This is component A. Now component B, P of A2 is equal to 0.07 defective. P of A bar 2, 1 minus 0.07, 0.93 non defective. तो प्रॉब्लम में प्रोबेबिलिटी खाली डिफेक्टिव का दिया, लेकिन हम उसको कन्वर्ट कर लिए नॉन डिफेक्टिव की भी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या होगी, component A, component B. Now, the assembled part will be free from defect if both the parts are non-defective. Assembled part free from defect तभी होता जब component A और component B दोनों भी non-defective होना. If component A and component B both are non-defective, then the assembled part will also be non-defective. एक भी अगर defective अगर हो गया तो फिर assembled part भी non-defective हो जाता, right? So probability that both parts are non-defective. We are finding out what is the probability that A part is non-defective and B part is non-defective. A part is non-defective, B part is non-defective. Non-defective is denoted as A1 bar and A2 bar. ये non-defective को A1 bar है और ये non-defective A2 bar है. तो हमको probability मालूम करना है कि दोनों भी non-defective चाहिए. तो P of A bar and B bar is equal to P of A bar into P of B bar. So 0.88 into 0.93, 0.88 into 0.93, you are getting 0.8184. So 0.8184 is the probability that both the components are non-defective. Both the components are non-defective, good part. Then total number of parts assembled 100. 100 parts are assembled. Expected number of assembled parts which are free from defect. अब ये 100 पार्ट को असेंबल करें तो कितने पार्ट 100 में हो सकते हैं जो नॉन डिफेक्टिव है, जो नॉन डिफेक्टिव है? तो वी मल्टीप्लाई 100 इंटू 0.8184, 100 इंटू 0.8184, 81.84, तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली इक्वल टू 82 पार्ट्स. तो टोटल 100 पार्ट्स में से 82 कंपोनेंट, 82 यूनिट्स ऐसे होंगे which are free from defect, no defect at all. This is the end of 58th problem. So I have provided 58 problems in the link. Hope you have the hard copy of all the problems, 58 problems, and all the 58 problems I have explained. Starting 49 problems are on probability. Then from 50th to 56 problem, 50th to 55 problems. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. These 6 problems are on Bayes theorem, and that is very, very important. Then after 56, 57, 56, 57, these 2 problems are mathematical expectation or expected value. So we have completed all the problems on probability. If you practice these problems, definitely the probability chapter will not be a panic to you, will not be very difficult, what the students will think. So if you want the complete command, watch the video one by one. Don't skip 1 or 2 videos, and in between if you join, you cannot be able to understand. So if you want the complete command, follow my instructions. From first video, second, third, fourth part, like that, you watch the video. Then only you will get the complete knowledge. So hope you have enjoyed the subject probability. This is the end of the topic probability. Next topic inshallah will start in the next video. So if you like my lecture, please subscribe my channel, share it among your groups so that more and more students can be benefited from this lecture. Thank you. See you again.